Hey guys, Erin here with LaCkore Couture, and today we're going to be talking about hypoallergenic metals and what is the right type of jewelry for you. But before we do that, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and let's get right into it. If you've ever had a reaction to bad jewelry, then you are in the right place. There's an overwhelming amount of people who just cannot wear costume jewelry. They can't wear fashion jewelry, but that's not all fashion jewelry. It's only certain types of metals. I cannot tell you guys how many people have been like, oh, what do you make your jewelry out of? Because I can only wear 14 karat gold, or I can only wear sterling silver, which I totally understand. People need hypoallergenic jewelry, but the type of jewelry that I use, the type of metals we use, are also hypoallergenic. And today we're going to go over the different types of allergies people can have to metals and what might be different types of jewelry for you to try and see, if you do not have a reaction from them. Unfortunately, just like with food, most metal allergies are kind of trial and error. So you have to just try it on and see if you have a reaction. And if you don't, great. And if you do, then you got to nix that and try another type of jewelry. But actually knowing what you're buying and what type of metal is in it is super crucial for you to make an educated decision when buying your jewelry. So first up, we're going to be talking about a nickel allergy. And no, I'm not talking about a nickel like a penny, a nickel, and a dime. I'm talking about nickel, which is a metal found in a lot of different fashion jewelries, a lot of different costume jewelry. And again, it's one of those things you're not going to know you're allergic to until you try it on. And if you get some sort of reaction, typical reaction is going to be like a contact dermatitis, which is going to make your skin red or patchy and like little bumps and make it kind of itchy and raw. That's typically the reaction that we see with a nickel allergy. And a fun fact that I found out while I was researching for this YouTube video is that it's more common for women to have a nickel allergy, which I thought was kind of interesting and weird. And I tried analyzing that and like, why would we be more sensitive to it? But I have no idea why. But it is interesting that women are more sensitive to nickel. What I find really crazy is that you can actually develop a nickel allergy randomly in life. You could wear jewelry that had nickel on it forever, and then all of a sudden you start having a reaction. And that really, for people, I think is like so confusing and super weird. Like, hey, I've been wearing this necklace forever. Why all of a sudden now am I having a reaction? And there's actually some science to this, obviously. But basically what happens is you can get allergic to something that you have too much exposure to. So maybe you're wearing it too long and maybe like the coating on it, kind of wears down after time. And over time, your body starts to kind of like reject that material and you can get that reaction. And I thought it was interesting that 15% of women are actually allergic to nickel and only 2% of men are allergic to nickel. Who would have known? So if you are allergic to nickel, there are a ton of new metals that you could try that are actually like coined as nickel free. But that doesn't mean that the whole metal is actually nickel free. What that typically is referring to is the plating does not have any nickel in it, but the base metal might have nickel, which 85% of people can still wear it if the base has the nickel in it. But as long as that plating that's covering the base metal does not have nickel, you really should not have a reaction, right? Only time you're going to have a reaction in that situation is if the plating wears off. Let's say it's a rhodium plating, and after 10 years, that plating wears off, and now your body's exposed to that very small amount of nickel that's in the base metal. That's when you may experience a reaction. But you want to look for nickel-free jewelry that, if it's plated, definitely you don't want the nickel in the plating. But if you really have a very bad allergy for this, I would look for nickel-free completely and would stick to things more like sterling silver, 14 karat gold, maybe even gold vermeil. There's a lot of options that we're going to talk about now. One great alternative to metal that does not have nickel in it would be rhodium. Rhodium it's a silver, and actually we use that a lot in our jewelry. That's what we use for the plating of our chains and things like that that are not sterling silver. And rhodium does not have any nickel in it, and it really is a very safe metal to use, so that's why I opt to use that. It's super shiny. It is like a gorgeous, gorgeous silver. I actually have some right here. I'll show you guys. I mean, super shiny. It lasts for so long. And again, hypoallergenic, it really doesn't contain anything that's going to cause a rash. Obviously, there's that one-off, maybe 1% of people that may have a reaction to it. But I would say majority of people, if you're having a little sensitivity to nickel, if you stick with the rhodium jewelry, you're going to be a-okay, and that is good news for you. I thought it was interesting when researching for what like the most common allergies are, and nickel is the most common allergy that people are allergic to in metal in their jewelry. Now, we were talking about the rhodium, and rhodium, like I was showing you, this is plated, right? But if you take care of this, it can last your entire life and it will never, wear off. But if you have a less quality rhodium plated item and you wear it all the time, you wear it in the shower and you sweat in it and you go to the gym, the likelihood of the plating wearing off faster is definitely higher, and exposing the internal metal in the base metal, if that metal in the base again has nickel in it, you're going to expose yourself to the nickel. If you are wearing a rhodium plated piece that is just not high-end rhodium, we really strive to pick the best of the best, so this way you don't have a reaction. And again, rhodium is a really, really good choice when dealing with really sensitive skin. Next up, sterling silver is a really great option for you. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit of a higher price point. However, it's not going to contain any nickel at all as long as you're going with true 925 sterling silver. There will always be like a little tiny stamp on the silver that says 925. It kind of looks like this. And you will know that you are getting a nickel-free sterling silver piece that's going to last a lifetime. But I do want to say, with sterling silver, and we've talked about this in other videos, it is very likely to tarnish. So it's important to keep it in a dry, safe area. If you expose it every day to like perfumes and lotions and sweat and water, it's definitely going to tarnish faster. So just something to be conscious of. Next up, we have titanium. I have to say, I don't make jewelry out of titanium, but I do have multiple body parts that contain titanium, and it lasts a lifetime. I will never have to get those joints repaired again. That titanium is so, so strong. And the good thing about it is it contains no nickel. It actually has aluminum, and what's the other one? Vanadium that's mixed into it, and it's super, super strong. The only downside with titanium is that if you have like a titanium ring, it's kind of hard to resize because the material is just so, so strong. It's not a material that you want to like resize and things like that. But titanium, you can wear it in the pool, you can wear it in the ocean, you can wear it in the shower. It is pretty much bomb-proof. So if you're looking for a piece that's like an everyday wear and you never want to take off, titanium is definitely a type of metal and a, jewelry that I would look for you. Next up, we have copper. Now, copper has a whole slew of issues, but copper itself is typically hypoallergenic as long as it doesn't contain any nickel in it, obviously. However, there are people who have a copper allergy. So if you know you have a copper allergy, or you do a trial and error and you have a copper necklace on and you get a reaction, clearly you know you cannot wear copper. But copper is an option for those of you who do have that nickel allergy. And a lot of times copper, comes, it can be plated or just like on its own, and it's a stunning metal, super unique, has a really, really cool rusty color. So copper is definitely another option for you to keep an eye on. All right, next up we have 24 karat gold. While 24 karat gold is solid gold, so it's not mixed with any other metal, you are good to go. You're not going to have any issues as far as sensitivity. There's no nickel combined, so you'll be good. The only thing to look out for with the 24 karat gold is that it's pretty soft. So if you've ever had a 24 karat gold ring, you'll know like if you hit it on something, it dings and scratches pretty easily, but it will last forever. And if you ever have an issue with it, you can always have it melted down, turned into something else, or buffed out. But the only time you run into an issue with 24 karat gold or any gold is when they want to make the material stronger. Because 24 gold is so pure that it's soft, oftentimes jewelers will add in another base metal to make it stronger, and that's when the issue can arise if they mix nickel into it. So it's very important that, again, if you have that nickel allergy, to be aware and to be conscious of that when purchasing jewelry, to make sure that if you're buying 24 karat gold, it is pure gold, there's nothing else mixed in, and that you will be good to go. Stainless steel. I'm sure you've seen it, we've all worn it, there's tons of jewelry and different products made out of stainless steel. However, this is a kind of a misconception because I honestly always thought that stainless steel was hypoallergenic, but it is not. There is a tiny trace of nickel in it, which can lead to, again, the contact dermatitis for people with a nickel allergy. However, if you just have a very mild nickel allergy or your skin is just slightly sensitive, stainless steel could be a good option for you because the amount of nickel in the metal is it's so like tiny. There's such a small amount. You should be good, but if you have a severe allergy to it, I would stay away from stainless steel jewelry completely. Next up, we have vermeil gold, which vermeil is a very high-end plating, meaning the base material of the necklace. Let's say you have a necklace that's 18 karat gold vermeil. That means the plating on there is 18 karat gold. However, gold vermeil does have a tiny trace of nickel in it. So again, super sensitive. I would stay away from the vermeil. It's not hypoallergenic, but the base metal is sterling silver. So it's not like the plating's going to wear off and expose the nickel. If the plating of that vermeil wears off, it's just going to expose sterling silver. So you should be good. Again, that's only if you have a very mild allergy, or if you're not allergic at all, it doesn't matter. You'll be fine. But if you have a severe allergy, I would stay away from the stainless steel, and I would also stay away from the gold vermeil products as well. So if you're looking for a jewelry that's going to last a lifetime, not cause any sensitivities, unfortunately, but fortunately, you're probably going to have to look at the higher end pieces. You're going to have to kind of stay away from some costume stuff. You're going to have to look more towards solid gold, solid sterling silver, and things like that. But again, our plating material that we use does not have nickel in it. We use the rhodium, and you should be safe. However, if you ever do have a reaction, this is when I would highly recommend seeing a dermatologist, talking to your primary care physician, and ruling out if it's nickel or copper or any other allergy that you may have. And then just moving forward, being knowledgeable as to what jewelry you're buying, making sure you're buying from a reputable source that discloses what material they are using and that they're not sneaking in any nickel but saying it's hypoallergenic. You just have to do a little bit more research, a little bit more work, but I promise you there are tons of hypoallergenic opportunities of jewelry out there just for you sensitive girlies and boys. Hopefully this video helped you learn about sensitive skin and how to find the best hypoallergenic jewelry. And if it did, and you want to learn more about fashion, fun, jewelry, LaCkore Couture, my crazy life, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.